What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new streaming week right here, smack dab in the middle of October 2025. I'm DSP, and on today's Return Level 1 podcast, we've got a big announcement. We've got a big story. Xbox consoles and games are being removed from retail stores. That's right. Right in front of the busy holiday season. So we're going to break this down. In addition, I'm going to give you my full early thoughts on Battlefield 6 after having played it all day long on Friday and sucking at it. So, this is going to be a good one. Sit back and relax, everyone. It's time for a week-beginning, rousing episode of the Level 1 podcast. Oh, the music stopped so abruptly. What is going on, everyone? It's time. That's right. Another 6-day streaming week is upon us. Today is Sunday, the 12th of October, 2025. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back after my day off yesterday, which was, let me put it this way. It was a nice day. I got to spend a lot of time with my wife, which was very nice. A more relaxing day rather than us being out and about running around doing errands. It was more about just like chilling at home, which was nice because guess what? Fall weather arrived. It was cool. It was cloudy. It was rainy. So we weren't hot at all. We had a great time in the fall. And today is more of the same, which is actually why I'm back to wearing what I normally would be wearing. But it was too hot to wear for like a week and a half there. All right. So what I'm hoping, fingers crossed, is that we're going to stay in fall weather moving forward, and I'll be able to actually be cool and enjoy myself streaming with you guys. Because let me tell you, last week, no exaggeration, it was just not comfortable. It was very hot. It was some days 90 plus degrees in here. I now know, and here's the thing, remind me, please, next year, or say, Phil, do not take the air conditioner out until mid-October, because it would have been so nice to be enjoying all these new games with you guys while it was a reasonable temperature in here, but man, it was ridiculous. I really pulled that air conditioner out too early. I need to be reminded next year not to do that. It was insane. You know, I just can't be in here with that kind of heat. How am I supposed to be learning games and enjoying myself and playing ultra hard challenging games like Silk Song when I am, basically overheating? So please, next week, remind me. All right? Please do. Okay. So, folks, welcome back to normalcy, hopefully. I hope this is a nice autumn week for everyone. Now, we have a few things to talk about, okay? Number one, we got to talk about Battlefield 6 because it released on Friday. I played it all day long right here on PC with my setup, and man, I actually said it during the stream. I said, I feel like I must have put on the absolutely positively worst premiere stream of Battlefield 6 than any other creator. Like, I couldn't imagine another creator playing worse than I did. I was just death after death, couldn't get anything going, playing it horribly. Everyone's saying you're playing it wrong. Don't you realize this is Battlefield, not Call of Duty? Why are you rushing in and running, gunning like Call of Duty? That's not what you're supposed to do. I couldn't figure out how to use the certain weapons, how to do the loadouts. Like, it was just a nightmare. It was a complete disaster, all right? But I publicly admitted it. The truth is, when I played again on Friday night, I actually did start to get it. By the last 45 minutes to an hour, I got a new weapon that I unlocked, a special LMG. I started using it, it clicked. I started actually getting kill streaks. I started actually contributing. I actually had like 2 or 3 matches straight where I did well. So the good news is by the end of the day, it was getting better. But man, it was rough going. And I even said to everyone, I can't imagine why you guys like were here and supporting the stream because I know how bad I was doing. And then, I had the day away yesterday, which was perfect, right? I really need, after a stressful day like Friday, you get a day away. And basically, I started seeing some feedback. I got a few different kinds of feedback, okay? The first kind of feedback was, well, it was actually kind of endearing to see you admit that you suck because you may not be aware, but there's other people who people watch on the internet, lolcows, that were playing this game as well. And essentially, they were just raging at the game, blaming the game, saying that they were great players or whatever, but they were sucking just like you. But you were openly admitting it wasn't the game. You just suck at it. You were playing it horribly because you were trying to play like Call of Duty, while these other guys were just being idiots and just like acting like the game sucked when in reality it doesn't. And that's the truth. Like, I know that. I know the game doesn't suck. I'm playing, I'm like, wow, the graphics are quite good. There's some wonkiness in the physics, which I think is hilarious, actually. But the gameplay is sound. You can see the class-based gameplay is there. The weapons work. It's a good game. It's just I'm not good at playing that style of game right now. It's going to take some big adjustment in my gameplay to get in line with a team-based shooter again, because I haven't played a team-based shooter in a very long time. Call of Duty is just not a team-based shooter. It's a, what would they call it? Like you're a hot dog. You just go for yourself. You just go solo and try to YOLO everything. You can't do that in Battlefield, right? So I'm actually happy that people gave me that feedback because it's true. Like, I feel like moving forward, if I recognize the fact that I'm sucking at something and then I can acknowledge it and just say, all right, I know I'm sucking, but I want to commit myself to try to learn this and do better. That's a better attitude to have than just say, it's the game's fault, it's the dev's fault. It's this. And the thing is, a lot of the times I do blame a game in the heat of the moment, and it's actually correct. Like, I've had some criticisms of Silksong. I definitely had some criticisms of the connections of Call of Duty, where there was some BS going on either in the games or the game's design or the connections online stating that they're better than they were. And that needs to be called out. All right, it does. Because the thing is, you can't ever improve unless you get criticism. Okay? However, in the case of Battlefield, this is just me being awful. So I should admit it. Okay? Now, the other half of this equation was that I got some comments on the videos and actually a couple messages that said, just so you know, watching you suck all day at Battlefield on Friday was way more fun to us than going and watching, say, a pro player, because these players are tryhards. They literally analyzed this game up, down, left, and right. They played the beta endlessly. So now that the real game is out, they know the whole game. They know every camping point. They know how to hold the objectives. They're just playing at a level that on day one isn't very fun to watch. Maybe if you're a competitive gamer, it is. And there is that bubble. There is that FPS competitive bubble that people tend to live in, the competitions and shit, right? But outside of that, sometimes you just want to see someone suck and rage and try to persevere. And that's exactly what happened with me on Friday, is that I was just failing miserably pretty much no matter what I tried until that last hour. And then that last hour out of the 5.5 plus hours I played, you saw it click. Got a new weapon, started playing a little differently, and all of a sudden, I'm doing better. And the comment and the feedback I got is, that's exactly what we want from you. We don't want to see you jump into something and dominate. Just take a look at when I play games like old school Street Fighter and I just dominating, or even, Street Fighter 6 and stuff. Yeah, there's some element of enjoyment, but if there's no struggle, then it's not that entertaining. Short term, maybe you get a little bit of attention, but long term, it'll never work. But to see me start playing and sucking ass, but then actually overcoming and learning, that's more entertaining. So I'm glad that people felt that way. I was shocked. I hit both support goals on Friday, playing like crap. I never in a million years expected that would have happened. Serious, I thought you guys would want me to play well, and if I'm not doing well, you're going to make fun of me or whatever. And of course that happened, but I was shocked that people actually showed up and supported the streams. And I'm so grateful. Thank you to those who did. I commit to you that I'm going to try to learn the game. I'm going to try to do better. tonight we're playing again on the late stream, and I'm hoping that I can apply some of the stuff that I learned during that initial session to my gameplay tonight. Try to unlock more loadouts and things and just play better, you know? Now, of course, I'm going to be rusty because I didn't play in 2 days, but it's all right. I should get into the swing of things, and hopefully things will go better. So I hope you'll come by tonight for the late stream and see how it goes. I'm playing a lot of Battlefield this week, for the record. I'm playing it tonight. I'm playing it Tuesday night, and I think I'm even playing it Wednesday night. So we're going to have many nights of Battlefield before we get more variety, because this coming Thursday is the release of Pokemon ZA on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and of course, I'll be playing it on the Switch 2. And when we do that, that should be something different, a breath of fresh air, a much more relaxing game than all the stressful things I've been doing recently, right? We're doing Call of Duty Beta, Battlefield 6, Silk Song. We just beat Silent Hill. We just beat Chronos, all high-stress style games. We're finally going to get a more relaxing game back into the rotation that I think is going to work well. We need that balance right now, okay? So I hope you'll be here on Thursday for that. But in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of Battlefield, okay? How's everyone doing this morning? Good morning, everyone. Who's here? We got Squirtle. We got Rykova. We got a Korok Seed Jr., Pepsi fan, Chris. Good morning. Lilith, how are you? Banana Jose. Who's this? Cyber John, but it's spelled really weird. Cyber John, how you doing? Who do we got over on Kick? We got Candy Bear. What's a Candy Bear? I don't know. Starboy, Nightman, RGB Kings, Blizzard, RGB Lover. We got RGB Kings and RGB Lover, 2 RGBs. Well, you must really like my background today then. Who else? Username is already taken. Oh, I can't tip. Why not? Maybe I have to get rid of you. Maybe I have to kick you out if you can't tip. Omega Sauce. Quantaminth. Hello, Quantaminth. Tunabo. What's it? Tunabo? You're getting some tuna? I love tuna. Anyway, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope that you all had a good... Oh, Cracker Jacks, what's going on? Cataloss, here's some more people. Yellow Human Soup. I don't even want to think what that's implying. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a good Saturday. I do. I had a great day, like I said. I spent a lot of time with Kat and got to relax and unplug from the very stressful week that I had with gaming. So there you go. Oh, I can't tip says, I'll tip when you communicate with your squad on Battlefield. Oh, I better just ban you now then. Let me get rid of you because that's not happening. There you go. And goodbye. He's banned permanently. There you go. All right. So anyway. Yeah, so what a week we've got. Let's briefly talk about the week. Oh, wait. Do I have a shout out to do? Hold on. I might have a shout out to do already. Hold on. Everyone, hold tight. Sit tight. Well, that's a contribution, but the contribution that came in before that was from Gay Gorilla, who tipped $1.11 and said, "You turned me on." This is the beginning of the week? Come on. That's the first contribution of the week. A Gay Gorilla. Come on, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Glad to hear it. All right. Yikes. All right, so let's get Gay Gorilla on the leaderboard. And then we have a super chat here from Princess Luna. Hold on. $1.11 from the Gay Gorilla. Got to be sure to get those 11 cents in. Princess Luna with a $10 super chat says, everyone loves a good redemption arc. There you go. Well, I mean, like I said, I couldn't possibly play any worse. So there's no way that I mean, it's only up from there, right? When you play your absolute worst, you know that everything you do after that will be better. So there you are. Upward trend. All right. Thanks for the early support. So we got our first tip, even though it's a minuscule one. We got our first nice, juicy super chat from Princess Luna. Thank you so much. Can we get some kick support this morning? Can we get a sub or maybe some kicks over there to get some momentum going on the kick side of stuff? And how about a membership or two on the YouTube side? That would be a nice way to start the week. Keep in mind, we are at 4 out of 10 goals hit. Right there. Do you see it scrolling by? If not, take a look right now. I'm pointing at it. Do you see how I keep pointing at it? You see that right there? 4 out of 10 goals. 6 goals to go for DSP Tries It, Steak Nuggies at Arby's. We got to get a taste of these nuggies. We got to see if the nuggies are tender, juicy, seasoned, and flavorful, or if the nuggies are dry, bland, overcooked garbage? Are they slop or are they gourmet feasting? We won't know until we hit 10 goals. So let's hit the goals. Let's go. Let's get that momentum going this morning. Let's get some subs. Let's get some kicks. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some super chats. And for goodness sakes, let's get a tip bigger than $1.11 from a gay gorilla. Let's get it going here today on the Level 1 podcast. Thank you all. Let's get those nuggies moving. The nuggies, get those nuggies in the bag. Get the bag in my hands. I open the bag. I take out the nuggies. I eat the nuggies. Let's do it. Let's do it today. Let's hit 6 goals on this stream. That sounds like a plan. Hitting 6 goals on my return stream sounds like an excellent plan. I don't think we'll do it, but it would be great. It would be a nice Halloween season treat for me. It'd be better than trick-or-treating and getting a crappy candy. I'm 43 years old. I don't need candy. I need nuggies. You understand? Asmongold is worse than me at Battlefield 6. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I don't think that's possible. Asmongold is an avid gamer. I think that he would be better than me at Battlefield 6, honestly. Now, when you guys told me that, I guess RTU rage quit Battlefield 6 in a crazy tirade on Friday, and I'm like, why is he playing Battlefield 6? He's not even a gamer. Why is he playing the fucking game? Oh, that's right, because I was playing it all day. So, he has to do everything I do. So, not surprising to hear that. But, anyway, Guitar Player with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, Guitar Player. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. And we've got a Schnitzel Sandwich, who I believe became a member, and it did count. Thank you to Schnitzel Sandwich for the membership to start the week here. It's our first membership of the entire week, actually. How do you spell Schnitzel? Gotta spell it right. He spells sandwich with an H in the which. That isn't in a normal sandwich word. I had to spell it correctly. There you go. Okay. Cool. Now we got Family Man with a $5 super chat. Why don't you invest in real old consoles instead of buying cheap Legos to act like you have a cool background? Buy a real Game Boy Nintendo. You're so cheap. I have a Nintendo. I have a Super Nintendo. I have a Sega Genesis. I have a Sega CD. I have a Sega 32X. I have an Xbox 360. I have the Machinima Xbox 360. That's insanely rare. That barely exists. I have a whole bunch of shit. But I used to put console stuff behind me and people complained. They actually said that it was cheesy and stupid and cheap. They didn't like it. So now I have this nice LED board. I have lights. I have themed things to the holiday. I have my YouTube Play button. Are you offended? You not like that? What would you like? And would you like me to just have an entire backdrop of old consoles? You mean like everyone? You know how everyone has a game room in their house where they have an entire wall of games that looks exactly the same because they all copied each other? Is that what you would like? Anyway, thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. Rykova says, what about a Pokemon card stream? Well, Rykova, truth being, I absolutely would enjoy possibly doing stuff with Pokemon and Pokemon cards. I mean, I'm going to be playing Pokemon later this week, except I'm not filthy rich and I don't have the means to line up to try to get a box of Pokemon cards and fight the collectors who try to scalp them on the internet for big profits. That's the problem, is these hobbies that used to be actual hobbies for kids or people who just liked the IP or the product can't get the stuff anymore because so many loser shitbag collectors run out there and buy up all the product before people can actually just enjoy it for themselves genuinely. It's pretty sad. It really is. Good luck trying to get a new box of Pokemon cards when a new set releases. You got to pre-order it 17 years in advance. You got to fucking pay triple price. It's insane. So, yeah, probably I won't be doing anything with Pokemon cards. Okay? All right. Okay, so what is going on this week? Let's talk. All right? This week is going to be an interesting week. We got a good balance of content between single-player gaming, multiplayer gaming, all leading up to the big release of Pokemon this Thursday, which will be an interesting addition to the schedule. Very briefly, let's take a look at the schedule. We're not going to do this for very long, but I just want to take a quick look. Oh, boy. My capture device has been malfunctioning, guys, and it looks like it malfunctioned again. So give me a second. I don't know why the capture device keeps malfunctioning, but it does. So give me a second to unplug, replug, and see if I can get it synced again. I really hope this is not an ongoing issue today. I really don't, but it's just frustrating. I have changed absolutely nothing in my setup, and now my capture device wants to give me problems and turn on and off and have issues. It's like I didn't do anything to make this thing malfunction. It's just malfunctioning by itself. Now it says it's working. So let's give it a go. It's still not though, because this is not, yeah, hold on. Maybe I got to refresh it. Let me see if I refresh it, if it works. Maybe if I force a refresh, it'll work. There we go. Okay. Don't ask me why it's giving me issues. Because again, let's say make sure it's working. Yep. I've changed nothing in my setup. I've touched nothing, but the capture device wants to give me issues. Well, hopefully it works today and doesn't keep crashing out. All right. So here's the deal for this week. Okay. Today, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Excited for this. Although today we did do a return podcast. So it's a rare Silk Song stream where I'm actually doing a podcast during it. So it'll be a little bit on the shorter side. Traditionally, my Silk Song stream is like 3.5 hours long. This one will be around 2.5 hours of gameplay. What are we doing at Silk Song? Well, we have the key now to free that prisoner early on in the Sinner's Road. I don't know what that does. People are saying apparently we'll open up other content. So I guess we'll find out when we get there. I'll have to free the prisoner and see what happens, you know? Then we're going to see what's next. But if we, we want to, we can finish Act 2. The thing is, there's a whole area in Act 2 I didn't find yet that's above the right-hand side of the Citadel map. So I don't know how to get there. People are saying, I guess there is a way to do it. And also, someone had told me I had missed a boss in the slab. They said there was a boss called the Brood Mother that's hidden in the slab somewhere, and I didn't do it. And I'm like, well, I want to do that fight. So maybe we could figure this stuff out together. Okay. Typically, you guys have been very helpful during the Silk Song streams. Hopefully, we can figure this stuff out and go from there. Tonight, it's more Battlefield 6 on the late stream. I am excited for that because now I'm starting to get a little better. I got a good weapon, new loadout. So we'll give it a go tonight, and hopefully I can kick some butt in Battlefield and not suck as bad as I did on Friday. Tomorrow, there will not be a podcast. Instead, we're going to do a major stream of Super Mario Galaxy 2. Huge progress in the game, hopefully, as we get further in. And then tomorrow night is my weekly American Truck Simulator late night chill stream. Always a good time. Hope you guys will be there for that. Then on Tuesday, I'm again going to skip the podcast. Don't worry, there's a method to my madness here. I want to time it so that I'm not doing a podcast on release day of Pokemon so we can get maximum progress in the game on release day. So to time it, I had to have 2 days without a podcast so I could do the podcast on Wednesday and then again on Friday to give you my thoughts about Pokemon, you see? So it's all intentional here. So 2 straight days without a podcast, but then we'll have a major stream of Silk Song, and then we're going to do more Battlefield Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, we'll do the podcast, Mario Galaxy 2, and Battlefield. You might say, well, that's a lot of Battlefield. You're right, but I want to get a good amount of Battlefield in here this first week, being that number one, new games are on the horizon. Pokemon, Tortured Souls 2, Tormented Souls 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and more are right around the corner. So I want to get as much gameplay in of it now before we can play it less because I'm juggling so many games. But in addition, if you're not aware, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 comes out in 1 month. Yeah, in 1 month. I think it's the 14th of November. So I want to get as much in of Battlefield while it's hot. Because when Call of Duty comes out, it very well could trump it and no one wants it anymore. So, hey, I got to get in the gameplay I can now while people are interested. All right. So that's why we're playing so much of it at this point. Okay. Now, on Thursday, I'm playing Pokemon for the first stream. I don't think I should do Pokemon both streams. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I feel like if I play Pokemon both streams, it's going to backfire and it's not going to do well. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing Pokemon on the first stream and maybe doing some Hollow Knight on a late stream, a random late stream of Hollow Knight. And then on Friday doing more Pokemon, and then Friday night maybe doing Battlefield, and then that's the week. But I'm curious about your feedback. Would you show up for a night stream of Hollow Knight? Because we haven't done Hollow Knight as a night stream in a long time. I don't want this playthrough now to stutter and sputter because I changed the schedule for one time. It's working as a day stream, and I'm not taking it out of the day stream slot. It's just that with Pokemon coming out on Thursday, I want to dedicate a couple day streams to it as the new game. But I also don't want to stop playing Hollow Knight, you see? So that's what I'm thinking. We'll talk more about it as we get further into the week. As for DSP Tries It, well, we are currently at 4 goals out of 10 hit. If we hit a goal every stream, then chances are we're probably going to be doing DSP tries around Wednesday-ish. Now, keep in mind, things have changed. There's been some weeks where we don't hit a goal every stream, and therefore it's later. Sometimes we get a stream where it's over amounts of support, like heavy support, and then we hit multiple goals, and then we do it sooner. So let's see what happens. If we keep pace, though, of hitting a goal every stream, then we'll be doing it around Wednesday. I can't wait for steak nuggies. Now, let's see, is the capture device still working? It is. So hopefully it keeps working. Again, I don't know what is happening with this capture device, that it's like freezing and stuff, but hopefully it's not an ongoing issue. I actually had to restart my my whole PC this morning because it wasn't even being detected. I want you to think about this. All day Friday, I play Battlefield. It's having issues. It keeps going out and coming back. Remember when I played Battlefield, the screen would go black? That's because my capture device was having issues, okay? End of the day, everything's fine. I'm uploading. I literally don't use the PC all day Saturday. I come in here this morning to use it. Capture device isn't detected by the PC. Then I restart the PC. Now it's working. Did I touch anything? No. Did I break anything? No. Fuck PCs. Seriously. PCs are so inconsistent. The truth is, I love my new setup. I do. Like, I love how awesome everything looks here. I love the quality of my gameplay. I love it all. It's a hassle that this stuff is so inconsistent. My old PC that I used for 10 years was more consistent than my current setup. And my current setup is brand new. Anyway. All right. So, we're about to get started here with some news. The big news story for today, it's shocking, jaw-dropping, excuse me. I received a $2 tip. This person is anonymous and says, is it cozy sweater season yet? And also, do you think you'll be able to do a pumpkin spice DSP tries it of any kind? First off, is it cozy sweater season yet? No. Today is literally the first day that it feels like fall. It's cloudy and rainy outside. It's cool. It's actually 77 degrees in the office with fresh air coming in. It's perfect. This is absolute perfect streaming weather right now. This is exactly how I like it, okay? So if it stays like this, great. And if it cools down a little more, then it'll be time for long sleeve shirts, pullovers, sweaters, etc. But I can't be wearing that stuff now. It's still too warm. You know, we got to probably wait probably the end of October, early November, it seems. It just seems like now summer doesn't want to end anymore. Climate change and shit. It's pretty bad. Like, you know, you would think autumn's supposed to start in September, but no, not anymore. Now it's like it doesn't start until like November at this rate, which sucks. I love autumn. This is my favorite season of the year. I want it to be in full swing, and I'm waiting. But it doesn't, it's hard to say it feels like autumn. It just doesn't. I need it to be cool all the time. Hopefully it will be. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I see more people have joined. Welcome to everyone who has joined the show this morning. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're all doing well. You ready to chill? How's Jasper? He's great. Jasper's great. Although last night he was I don't know. Some nights he gets worked up and he won't be, like, he's restless. That's the best way to describe it. So, like, I'm not even kidding. It's like 7 a.m. He's pawing the door. He wants to go out. Why? Jasper, it's 7 a.m. It's not time to go out into the house. Stay in the bedroom with us and sleep and stop making noise, for goodness sake. But he wouldn't. He wanted to snuggle us. He wanted to get up. He wanted to run around. I was like, it's 7 a.m. I don't need to be up at 7 a.m. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a little sleepy today, but it is what it is. He woke us up. Okay. Well, that's true. Lilith says, fall feels so short compared to other seasons. There's 2 reasons for that. Reason number 1 is because summer is starting to take longer to end. Everywhere, worldwide, summer is just lasting longer in the Northern Hemisphere because of climate change. So, it used to be, I remember when I was a kid, because I would go back to school either in late August or early September. And at first, maybe 2 weeks, it would be warm. And then within a few weeks, it'd be cold. I know, because at my school, we'd have to wait outside in the parking lot before they would let us in. That's how it worked at my school when I was a kid. And it was always cold. I remember the beginning of the school year would end up being cold. Now, it's middle of October, and we were having almost 80-degree weather the other day. That's summer weather. So what is going on? It's climate change. It didn't used to be like this. So that's number 1. But number 2, Christmas. Here's the deal. Christmas season takes everything over, right? It really does. Everything as soon as Halloween ends, it's like Christmas. Wait, no. It's November now. No, we're supposed to still have a month of autumn and Thanksgiving and all that. No, Christmas. So it's like 1 month to celebrate fall and Halloween and all of that, and then Christmas mode. So that's why it feels like autumn is here and gone in a blink of an eye because of the way that the commercialism works, where everyone wants to sell and set up Christmas stuff, and therefore you don't have time to really enjoy the autumn for what it is. That's my take anyway. Okay. Oh, we don't leave the door open at night when we sleep because Jasper would run around the house and make a big commotion. When we first got Jasper, we tried that. First of all, Jasper absolutely needs to be in the bedroom with us at night. If we don't have him in the bedroom, he makes noise all night long. He'll paw the door. He'll meow. He'll run around the house at maximum speed and keep us awake. So we have to put him in the bedroom with us to sleep with us. If we don't, he's a nightmare. All right. Now, when he's in there, if we leave the door open, he will wake up in the middle of the night and start patrolling the house and making a big ruckus. So that's why we can't do it. That's why we have the door closed. And basically he knows, oh, the door is closed. It's time to sleep. And then he goes to sleep with us until we're awake. And then we open the door and we all go out into the house together in the morning. You see? And don't worry, like he has a litter box here and we have our own bathroom inside the bedroom. We have the ensuite bathroom. So it's not like, oh, what are you just locked in there all night? No, we have bathrooms and everything's fine. He has water. He has a fountain there in the bedroom as well. So we're all good. It's just, we can't have him run around the house all night. He just gets hyper. So that's it. So the thing is, most of the time he's fine. All of a sudden this morning, 7 a.m., he wants to be pawing the door, let me out of the bedroom. Like, no, Jasper. No, we're sleeping. You're driving us nuts. So it's just one of those days. Someone tipped $1.20 trying to bait me in the drama, but here's the thing, okay? I want you to notice something. Yeah, I would. I'd like everyone to take a look around and notice something, all right? This year particularly, okay? Within the first few months of this year, I made a smart decision to get out of drama. Did I not? I said, I'm taking myself out of this situation. I don't want to be always in this shit. I don't want to have to be talking about and dealing with these people. I just want to do my own content. I got out of drama. I started focusing on my own content, right? My own gameplay, improving my streams, doing things. And guess what? It's working. Did you notice? This year, I've actually been very successful. I have goals that I hit almost all the time. We're doing lots of DSP tries. We're doing special marathons and special events that are successful. Everything's working out. If anything, the only negative you could say is that views are down. Yeah, but views are down for everyone because YouTube changed the way that they count views. So my overall views are down, but I don't care. My revenue is fine. In fact, my revenue this year went up. I'm not kidding. This year, overall, my revenue has gone up because more people are showing up, engaging, supporting, and liking the content that I'm putting out. And it's not drama content. I could easily do drama content and also be successful, but I'm successful at doing what I want to do. Therefore, while all this other white noise crap is going on around me, all these desperate people that really want my attention and want me to talk about them, I ignore them. And instead, I just make my own stuff, do my own stuff, and I'm successful. So why would I want to ever get involved in that? Because people every once in a while say, did you hear what this guy did? Did you know what this one did? Did you hear about this? I don't care. No, I actually don't. I don't want to know about it. I don't give a shit. They exist on a different plane of content creation on the internet than I do. They make crap. They make schlock. They make garbage for mouth-drooling idiots. I make gameplay for people who like gaming. Get it? It's like a different kind of content. And I've done it for 17 years. I'm good at it. I make a living doing it. I want to keep doing it. I don't want to become the schlock jock who just sits here making garbage all day for a bunch of overdramatic, sissy gossip girls. There's definitely an audience for it. There are a bunch of idiots on this planet, and they like to open their wallets and give money to stupid people. Well, I don't care. I'm not one of them. I don't want to be involved in that shit. Get it? So that's why I don't bother with it. And things have been going quite well for me. And I'm very happy for that. So thank you all again. I really appreciate y'all. All right. So anyway, we do have a big news story I want to cover today. I think we should cover it now before we get ahead of ourselves because we'll probably do some Q&A. It's always good to do Q&A on the Return podcast. So let's cover this one story. Okay. This is going to be an interesting one. Oh, hold on. I missed a contribution from Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's a $2 super chat. They said, Ric Flair did nothing wrong, woo. If you say so. Thanks for $2. Okay, so our news story for today is a very interesting one. As you know, the whole situation with Microsoft, i.e. in regards to Xbox gaming, things have been going pretty poorly for Xbox recently. This year, particularly, yikes. Sales are way down because of pricing and things in the economy. Prices are going up. Everyone is highly, highly critical of what Xbox has been doing recently. Notably, they just raised the prices of the Xbox Series S and X consoles, despite the fact that sales are at a record low. Why would you raise the price? Notably, when you're last place in a competition, you need to be doing things to get market share back, like slashing prices. Microsoft raised their prices. Seems kind of boneheaded. Then on top of that, the one thing that Xbox has been doing well with, Game Pass, the subscription-based service where you pay a monthly fee, and not only do you get online play on your Xbox console, but also you get access to a library of games, cloud gaming, and more features. Well, it's been doing very well and making them a lot of money. They just raised the prices on that dramatically. If you have the Ultimate Package, they raised the price by 50%. It was $20 a month. Now it's $29.99 United States denomination. So let me get this straight. You're in last place. You bought a ridiculous amount of studios for like $8 billion. The studios aren't putting out any good games that are selling, so you're not making any money on game sales. Your consoles are tanking, so you raise the prices of the consoles, so now even less people are buying your consoles. Game Pass is your most profitable product. You increased the price, and you had people in record numbers go and cancel their Game Pass subscriptions to the point where it crashed your website. How could it possibly get any worse for Xbox? It just got worse for Xbox. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the news from this morning. Target and Walmart stores are removing Xbox games and consoles from shelves. Multiple employees at both Target and Walmart have reported removing all Xbox games and consoles from store shelves with no plans to restock amid declining physical sales. This follows similar reductions that happened at Costco and GameStop. Industry-wide, physical game sales have been down 20% year over year, and Game Pass, of course, as we know, is doing well. So here's some pictures from around the United States. What is happening currently this morning? Employees have been instructed to go clear out the setups. Yeah. Is it just 2 pictures? 2 pictures? That's it? You couldn't take more than 2 pictures? I guess not. It's all the same 2 pictures. Oh, look. The local Walmart has an Xbox section, but half of it's occupied by Nintendo peripherals. The rest are just old games. So they're putting Nintendo overstock into the Xbox areas. Yeah. Look at this AI image. All right, that's a good one. Poor Marcus, poor Master Chief. At one point, these guys were at the pinnacle of gaming, right? Now look, now they're on their knees crying because Xbox has failed and is being removed from retail stores. Wow. So anyway, yeah, look, here's the Xbox cabinet. Look what they have in it. A bunch of junk. That's not even, like, what is that? What are those? What is that? I can't even tell what they are. CD waffle. It's a waffle maker. Wait a minute. That's a grill. They put a grills inside of the Xbox case. Where is this? This must be in like Mexico. Por menos or por. This is yeah. It's not even in English. That's pretty funny though. Probably not even applied. Probably an unrelated picture someone just tossed in there. Yeah, this is what's being told. If it's made by Microsoft, apparently it's now getting heavily clearanced out. Look. Prices are being slashed. So here's the funny part about this. Xbox just raised prices on their console and Game Pass. How much do you want to bet? What's going to happen is retail stores are now going to be selling all that shit at a discount because they're trying to liquidate the inventory because no one's buying it and they don't want to cover it anymore. They don't want to carry it. So that means even though Game Pass just went up to $30, if you go to any retail store, you may be able to find a Game Pass Ultimate subscription card for like $5. They might just liquidate the assets. So it might be, maybe I should go get some. Seriously, like maybe I should go to my local Target or Walmart and see if they're liquidating and just buy maybe I get like a 2 years of Game Pass for like $20, right? You may want to go. You may want to start running. And here's the worst part about this. This is here you go. This motherfucker. Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. Basically, here's the big thing. We're right before the holiday gaming season. We are literally 1 or 2 weeks away from when the sales start to hit. Black Friday will be here in a month and a half, and then everyone's buying crap for Christmas. The stores literally will not have Xbox stuff. So they can't get any kind of inflated value. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get those sales. Typically, you always get inflated game sales, console sales at the end of the year. They're not going to get it this year because no one has their product. They're just liquidating the product, getting it out of there, and that's it. They won't have it again. So they're not even going to get that boost they used to get at the end of the year. I mean, could it possibly get any worse? But I mean, I have an honest question, and if anyone in the industry could answer this question logically for me, I would like an answer. Why is this man employed? This guy should be sitting at home on his couch, eating Doritos, drinking fucking Mountain Dew, playing Diablo, which is the only thing he's basically good for. This guy has done absolutely nothing but ruin this company. We all thought after Don Matrick that it couldn't get worse. It got worse. This guy had the guise of being a gamer, but also an executive. He's not. He's a bum. He doesn't know anything about the industry. He's just leading this company off a cliff. They're not making money hand over fist. They are losing market share. They are losing value. The only thing they had was Game Pass, and now they don't even have that anymore. So why is he employed? No, I mean it. Why does he have a job? He should not be in charge of anything at Xbox. He should be unemployed right now. So what is going on over there? Seriously, like I don't understand it. What aren't you out to make money? Aren't you out to like be a profitable business? Or maybe, I mean, I wasn't aware that there were businesses out there that are in the business of like losing market share, losing money, and not making profits. I thought that was the point of business, right? It's kind of like when I have a good day, and then the next day I say, okay, let's get some support. And people say to me, why do you need support? You had a good day yesterday. And I say, because I'm in business. That's the point of business. Just because you had a good day doesn't mean you stop doing business. You try to have repeated good days. You try to make money. You try to be profitable. You try to improve. You try to expand. You try to do good things over a course of time. Not, oh, we were good during the Xbox 360 era. Now we just tank for 15 to 20 straight years. I don't get it. And the funny part is they spent $8 billion acquiring game studios that have put out nothing. Nada, zilch, none of the games that they acquired, none of the studios that they bought are putting out good games. They're putting out mid to subpar games that no one wants to play, hence Game Pass fodder, right? Think about all these games this year that were supposed to be giant. Avowed. Oh yeah, Avowed really turned heads, didn't it? Wow, South of Midnight. Whoa, whoa. Guess what? We got Outer Worlds 2 right around the corner. Are you excited for that one? You think that one's going to change the industry, folks? Do you see my point? This guy made all these decisions, and he's done nothing but tank the company. Why is he in charge? Why is he employed? Who isn't actually in charge of this company making these decisions? Because he shouldn't be. And there is someone who ultimately answers for if this guy is employed or not. So who is it? If it were me and I were in charge, whether it were the shareholders, whether it were some upper management at Microsoft that is in charge, you know, the upper bigwigs, I would say, we're going to clean house. It's just done. It's obviously the management over there doesn't know what they're doing. So we're actually just going to cut them right out. We're just going to take a look at like 2 levels of management. They're all fired immediately, starting now. We're going to have a couple quick people in interim positions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to completely re-strategize. We're going to completely change our entire, strategy for gaming because this is not working. And these people didn't know what they were doing and they've run us into a wall. Let me put it this way. There's actually nothing that could be done worse than what they're doing. Like you can't actually run the Xbox division worse. So it doesn't matter what the choices were. As long as some choice and change is made, it has to do better than what they're doing. I mean, literally retailers are saying Xbox is the plague, eject their products outside of our stores as if they were lepers. They're actually taking Xbox games and consoles and saying, you have leprosy, and they're throwing them into the streets. Does that sound like a good thing for Xbox? Should we be rejoicing that the ROG Ally is about to come out in a month and that they're all going digital with everything and the cloud is should we? I mean, wow. Anyway, I think what they should do is they should hire more people who are rich people, upper echelon rich bitches, to be in positions of power. Because obviously they know what's going on in the industry, right? That's what they should do. Just completely bring in more people who are out of touch with gaming to be in charge of gaming. That sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, so guys, yeah, like I said, I couldn't believe it that Xbox is actually doing worse. They are. I mean, in my entire life as a gamer, okay, there's only been very scarce few times that I distinctly remember an entire like console line being ejected from stores. One time was actually the Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn was such a huge failure in the United States that within about a year of it actually releasing, every retailer just discounted it insanely and just ejected the product out of the store. They didn't want it anymore. They wanted to put anything on the shelf but the Saturn. And I ended up buying a Sega Saturn. For, I want to say it was around $50, but I ended up buying almost like 20 games. I went home with a giant stack of cases because there used to be those like fake plastic cases. They looked like glass, but they were plastic. I went home with a stack of games like this for the Saturn, and I think I spent less than $200. So it was the console, extra controller, and a stack of games for less than $200 because they were discounting the shit out of it. They just wanted it out of the store. Okay? That was one time. The other time was actually the Dreamcast. And the Dreamcast failed for a different reason. It's because of piracy. No one bought any games for the thing because you could literally go online and every single file sharing program had every Dreamcast game available. And you could just get a single burned disc, burn it on there, and you could easily play every Dreamcast game for free. So once you bought a Dreamcast, you never spent another dollar on Dreamcast, and you had the entire library. So Dreamcast got screwed by early piracy. Outside of those two consoles, I don't think I've ever seen a situation where an active market where they were trying to sell their console actively failed so badly that actually this retailer just said, get it out of here and threw it out the door. I'm shocked. Okay. Okay. Ministry of Support, our first sub of the week. Thank you to Ministry of Support. I appreciate that. I always appreciate when we actually get some support from the Kick side, and that's our Kick support so far this morning. That's it. One sub. Sure would be great to get some more. Thank you so much, Ministry of Support. I appreciate that. You know, I'll take it back because I will say this. I remember the era when they were trying to sell those shitty handheld, the handheld stuff. What? How do you say it? Like the N-Gage and shit like that. Yeah, the N-Gage. That was a horrible console. That it was supposed to be a cell phone, I think, but also like a console. And I remember when it launched, and it was in stores. It was like prominent, and they were trying to act like it was something special. Within like 6 months, all stores got rid of stock. Like literally every single store just got rid of their stock entirely, and it was liquidated. I remember that, the N-Gage. So maybe that might actually be worse than what's going on with Xbox right now. But it's few and far between when you get a situation like what's going on with Xbox right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Like Tiger, exactly. Tiger had a handheld. That's true. No, see, Game Gear had success. Game Gear definitely had an era of success where it competed with Game Boy. Can you get an OG badge on Kick for donating moral support? You can earn yourself a nice band. Here you go. Here's a nice permanent band that you've earned yourself in the chat. Perfect. And goodbye. You're gone for good. Okay. All right. So that's what I had to talk about for today. Okay. So I'm excited for Battlefield tonight. I hope that you'll join me tonight for that. I'm excited for the week coming up. And I hope that you guys will be along for the ride. I'm excited for DSP Tries at Steak Nuggies. Can't wait to get those nuggies, my hands on these nuggies. Right? Love the nuggies. Can't get the nugs. Maybe just call them the nugs. Can't wait to get some nugs. But, yeah, so let's go. Let's get some support going. We got one sub on Kick. Who's going to be our first kicks of the week? Who's going to send some kicks over my way? All right, and I don't mean like a single kick. I mean, let's do 100 or more. All right, let's get a super chat. Let's get a tip, a significant tip, more than $2. And let's get a nice, juicy super chat. Let's go. Let's get some support rolling here as we continue with the show. Now, what I'd like to do is open up for Q&A today. All right, let's open up for Q&A. You guys tag me in chat, whether it's on Kick or on YouTube. And let's see what you guys have on your mind this morning. Abdullah is the first person. Abdullah says, Battlefield 6, unfortunately, is a game based heavily on teamwork compared to self-skill, but I'm looking forward to your Battlefield stream. Right. So what I needed to do is I needed to focus in on having a loadout I like. Once I find this loadout that I like, whether it is Engineer or Assault, because I think those are the two classes I should start with. I really want to get better with Scout, but that first sniper rifle sucks. Like, I need to unlock the second sniper rifle, then I feel like I'll do better with Scout. So, now that I have this LMG unlocked and I'm doing well with it, right? Now, I have to focus on learning the maps, learning the game modes, that kind of stuff. Once I learn that, then I can focus in on refining my gameplay, then I'll do well. Like, I started doing well Friday night when I was only playing, like, these certain maps over and over with the, whatchamacallit? With the, this new LMG. And I was doing Conquest mode, but I was starting to learn. I was actually getting kill streaks and stuff, which was really good. Would I play Virtual Boy games? I would like to. This Virtual Boy event is supposed to be happening next year. Okay, this Virtual Boy event where it's releasing on Switch 2. They're going to sell an actual replica Virtual Boy and stuff like that. I would love to do Virtual Boy content. The thing is, we need to be sure that you can capture from it, right? So I'm thinking if we can get that Virtual Boy and I can capture from it, direct capture, then we can do some fun content. So I hope that it works. That would be pretty silly, I think. No, I've never seen Tesla ads. I don't watch advertisements. Ministry of Support says, would you consider getting a Herman Miller chair? Because I had a racing style chair like yours in the back. It hurt my back. In the past, it hurt my back. This chair is by far the most comfortable I've ever had. To be honest, it's older now. It's like almost 5 years old. Right? So I probably should get a new chair soon, but it's very comfy. It's got support. It actually has a really good lumbar support. It's got memory foam when you sit down. It's just a nice chair. It's supportive. So that's why I like it, but it is getting worn out, to be honest. It is. And I probably should get a new one in the next couple of years. I'll probably end up having to upgrade. Now I know Herman Miller is this name branded chair, right? I'm sure that they're great. Here's my problem. Jasper Kitty. Jasper Kitty, as you know, climbs on the chair. He does this all the time. This chair is made of this mesh, this breathable mesh cloth. So his claws go in it. It's okay. He has actually damaged it a bit. I don't care. You can see the damage like right here. See right there? You can see it in the fabric. I don't care. If I get like a high-end leather chair, he's going to destroy it. He's absolutely going to destroy it. So I'm not going to get something like that. I'd have to find a chair that's good, but also like cloth so that Jasper doesn't destroy it climbing on it. So that's going to be my challenge. Most of these high-end, really nice chairs end up being this leather material that would be destroyed by his claws. So, yeah. Would I enjoy doing another karaoke night? Maybe use non-copyrighted music? I don't remember doing a karaoke night. I did a karaoke night? The last time that I did formal karaoke nights was back when I was playing MLB like 10 years ago on like PS4. And I would just swing at baseballs and sing whatever people sent me music to, and or not music to, but requests for, and I would sing. There was a night when I did American Truck Sim and I sang a little bit, but it wasn't like a formal karaoke night or anything. What's the lights theme? This is actually just Halloween. I told the AI to generate a Halloween-inspired scene. It says, okay, it'll do like a spooky alternation of oranges and green and purples. That's what this is. No, I've seen some news from Evo France. None of it is any real news. It's all nonsense. Unless something just happened like breaking news right now. The Evo stuff has been way, way uninteresting. Nope, nothing. Nothing at all. Who cares? No interesting news from Evo France whatsoever. They're adding a new character to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ, the game that's like been dead for 100 years and isn't really played competitively. Oh. Great. That's a great announcement. They're making an Avatar fighting game. And no, I don't mean the blue Navi guys beating each other up. It's Avatar, you know, that anime from 100 years ago. They're making a fighting game of it now. Way too late. Oh, okay. So it's not no big deal. Like nothing has come out of Evo France. We go right to sleep. I received an anonymous $10 tip. Thank you, whoever this is. There is no name or anything attached to it. Thanks for $10. That's our biggest tip of the day. Thank you so much. What's the next Lego build? I don't know. I did enjoy doing the Game Boy Lego build, and that Game Boy will become part of my set probably next month. I'll probably put it in the background. I feel like Lego build nights will work if I don't do them all the time. I feel like if every once in a while I do one for a variety, like I have a night where there's nothing going on, like, all right, let's do one, right? What would the next Lego build be? I don't know, something gaming related. Like there was a couple suggestions. One is that Super Mario Lego, which is from Super Mario World, where he's riding Yoshi and it has movement. Another was that there is not really officially Lego, but there's another company that does these, and there's like a Street Fighter cabinet that looks really cool. And I saw that. I thought that looked cool too. So a couple ideas, but I'm not in a rush right now to do another Lego. I think that one worked well for variety because it just came out and I was happy to get my hands on it on a whim. But no, I'm not going to rush to do another one. Oh, let's see here. 6 Hybrid says Battlefield 6 currently has a CPU usage problem. There's videos on YouTube that can show you how to fix this by adding a certain file to your directory. Oh, yeah? I don't know if that really happened with me, but then I don't know. I was having some really weird things playing Battlefield. First, my actual TV was turning off and on. And I was like, why is that happening? And I think it has to do with my capture device was the reason. But at the same time, my actual power block over there, which is the battery backup thing, what's it called? I don't know. I can't even see the name of it. But I bought a couple great quality battery backups early this year. Or was it late last year for my setup? Because, you know, I have 2 gaming PCs, high-end PCs. I want to make sure that they're protected. It actually was making the alert sound and blinking when all this was happening. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Is my PC actually having like a power surge because of this game? I mean, it could be. It could actually be that Battlefield is a poorly designed game and it's actually making my PC go crazy. You know, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens tonight when I play again. Let's see what happens if it keeps happening or whatever. What's Kat currently playing, Cracker Jacks? Currently, honestly, nothing. For a while, she was playing different things on the mini PC, various different kinds of relaxing games, simulator games, things like that. She's currently waiting for Power Wash Simulator 2 to come out. That's going to be the next major game that she wants to play. She's basically become completely disinterested in major games. Seriously. Remember, like, she loved Ghost of Tsushima. She didn't even give a shit about Ghost of Yotai at all. Like, no, I'm not playing it. Wow. She's had such a change of attitude towards gaming in general. She just doesn't like most of these big games anymore. Do I take any rest days or do I lift every single day? I work out about 6 days a week. There have been some weeks where I worked out 5 days, but I work out 6 days a week. I alternate muscle groups. So I'm not doing the same exercises every day. That way the muscle groups essentially have a day to rest. And then I do the exercises again every other day. And then I have 1 day a week that I just don't work out at all. I already have my Halloween costume. It's good. There is one component of my Halloween costume that I'd like to improve, and I need to get to looking for it. I haven't had a chance. There's one component I think I can improve, but outside of that, I have my costume and it's good. I like the costume. Is there an ETA for Silk Song? Yeah, as I say in my schedule, around 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, because usually this show ends between 1 and 1:10. I got to take a break with my wife and then, go for a walk, and then we come back and start. With the evolution of Xbox One versus Xbox 360 games, which were better? What are you talking about? What does that even mean? What was better? Which generation? Xbox 360. There was way more innovation during that generation. A lot of awesome franchises were started, like Gears of War and stuff like that. Xbox One was a generation where basically the games got bigger, but not better. Like, that was the generation, Xbox One and PS4, every game went open world, every game went open sandbox map, every game had 5 million side quests and a bunch of grindy style, boring, repetitive gameplay, but none of it was actually good. All it did was increase the size, but not the quality of the games. And then I would actually argue This console generation is the generation when we're finally getting the graphics we were always promised. 2 console generations ago, we were told, you're going to get 1080p 60 frames. And we just sat around waiting for it, and it never happened. It's only this very console generation that you can get 1080p 60 frames, hell, sometimes even 120 frames, and you can actually go 4K if you want. This is the first time ever you've been able to actually do that. Before now, it's always been over-promising, and then they underdeliver. Finally, now we're getting those graphics. Outside of that, though, this is also one of the most uninspired gaming generations. Did I ever play games with the original Xbox Duke controller? I never had one. I bought original Xbox late into its life cycle around the time Halo 2 came out. So when you bought it then, you didn't get the Duke controller. You actually got the more modernized one. So I never owned the Duke controller. I had a friend who had the original Xbox, and we played games like there was an X-Men fighting game and stuff on there, and he had the Duke controller, so I held it and used it, but I never owned one myself. What's up, King Michael? Good morning, or actually good afternoon. How are you? Good to see you. No, I have not bought a new controller for Silksong. I have not. I'm still going with the Elite 2. I still got this callus on my thumb. It hardened. Or it's right there in the center of my thumb, right there. It's actually harder to see now because now I haven't played Silksong for a few days. But when I play today and it starts to hurt again, it'll get pink and you'll see it again. Freaking Silksong callus, man. There we are. Bardakit with 100 kicks. Our first kicks of the week. Thank you to Bardakit. That's what it's all about. Appreciate that. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Once again, I put this in the wrong spot. Dang it. Hold on. Did I catch a Sony AMD update regarding PS6 hardware with Mark Cerny? No, I did not, CyberElk. What is my diet? Well, like, what do I eat regularly? Every morning for breakfast, I have a low-calorie, what do they call it? It's called, it's a Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich, but it's the light end one. It's the one that has egg whites, the one that has turkey sausage on a English muffin, and I take the cheese off. I don't eat the cheese. I just have the muffin with the turkey, the egg, okay? So I have that with a black coffee. So it's a lot of protein. Oh, a little bit of carbs, but a lot of protein with black coffee. That's my breakfast every single day. During the day, I don't eat. During the day, I sit here and I drink this filtered water while I stream. If you haven't noticed, I never drink juice. I never drink soda. I never drink anything. If anything, the only thing I ever do is I'll have a second cup of black coffee if I need another bit of energy bursting, because I'm, low on energy for certain days. But outside of that, it's just water, filtered water all day long. That's what I drink. And this is full at the beginning of the day, and sometimes I'll drink almost the whole thing during the day, depending on how thirsty I get. Okay? Dinner's whatever my wife makes, and we have healthy meals. All right? Like tonight, we're going to actually have a Mexican bake that's just based on beans, a little bit of rice. What does it have in it? Some peppers, some olives. Of course, there's going to be a couple tortillas in there because it's a Mexican bake. There will be a little bit of cheese on top, but it'll be light cheese, but it's mostly protein. It's going to be a lot of protein in there, a lot of beans to get high protein in there. Later on in the week, we're going to have different kinds of chicken. One day we're going to have slow cooker chicken. One day we're going to have like baked chicken. Okay, so more leaner stuff, not fried, no grease or anything like that. Always healthier, on the healthier side. Okay? And then do I ever eat outside of that? Yes, sometimes at night I'll have a protein bar or some kind of a healthier snack, something like that. Before if I'm like at night after my late stream, in the time when I'm spending some time with my wife before I go to sleep or whatever. So, and that's it. That's my diet. Now, as you see, every once in a while, we do a DSP tries it. And so I'm eating fast food. And on our day off, we order out. So yesterday we ordered out, we actually got Korean. So we ended up getting spicy pork, like a spicy pork plate, which was marinated, sweet and spicy pork. Well, not fried. It was like what do they call it? Like stir fried or whatever, but marinated. It was very good. It was very juicy, no breading or anything. And what did it have? It had a side of like some kind of marinated potato wedges. Not wedges, like chunks. They tasted really good. Glass noodles and rice. So that was dinner last night. We ordered out Korean style. So, and that's what I mean. Like, that's what we eat. And because I've done that, I don't almost never eating fast food. If it's fast food, it's because it's for DSP Tries It. That's it. That's the only fast food I eat. No soda, nothing sugary or anything in between. Every meal, I have to be sure to be eating protein. You always need to be eating protein every single time you eat. And trying to have the leaner proteins, less red meat, more lean, And then I lost a ton of weight. Like I said, I just weighed myself the other day. I'm 188 pounds. And still dropping because I still have fat on me. Like I could still lose more. So if once I lose all the fat, I'll probably be down to maybe like 180, I think. I'm guessing. I probably have like anywhere from 8 to maybe 12 pounds of fat on me, I would think. Mostly around the stomach area, which I need to get rid of. It's so hard to get rid of stomach fat, like that. What do they call it? The donut or whatever. It's so hard to get rid of that. But I'm trying my best, and my diet has been pretty darn good. So let's see here. We had a couple contributions, I believe. We had 100 kicks from Cam Jersey. Thank you to Cam Jersey. And then Most Tasteless had re-upped their sub on Kick. And that does count for the 14-month resub. Thank you, Most Tasteless. So that gets us to $49 of support. We're almost to the 50 that I wanted to hit. Thank you, guys. What made me start the fitness journey? I've answered that question like 100 times recently. I'll just answer it briefly again. I was getting older, and basically a couple things happened. Number one, I started to notice things with my body. Like I started to feel more sore, more tired. It was harder to do things I used to be able to do easily. I didn't like that. Like, damn, I'm getting older. I don't want my body to now start breaking down because I'm not doing what I should be doing. And some people around me started to get older. And I noticed that them, as they were getting older, I mean, we're talking way older than me, I saw them having a hard time with life, doing stuff. I'm like, man, this is depressing to see people who, used to be young and energetic and virile, and now they can barely get around. Like, man, I don't want that to happen to me because I decided to be lazy. Okay. So I said, I got to start changing right now. It's now or never. And now I have the means to do it. Again, this last year, you guys have supported me so much that I could afford to drop money on stuff like fitness equipment. So that's what I did. I actually did a little bit of cleaning up at the house. I bought some fitness equipment. I started slowly working out at low weight levels just to get my muscles moving again. I started feeling better. I started feeling more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started getting into it. I was like, wow, this feels good. And I was like, let's go. Let's actually get motivated and see if I can do well with myself. And now it's been several months of, more exercises, increasing reps, just last night, I had another record for sit-ups the most I've ever done in one night. I was like, that's amazing. I'm actually hitting new records now, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling absolutely great. I'm feeling better and better. So I'm just going to keep it up. I'm going to keep going. Now, the thing is, I'm doing it for health reasons. I'm not doing it for, me to get huge and bulked or whatever. I'm just doing it for health reasons. But I want to get to a point where I feel strong and powerful and energetic like I used to when I was in my 20s. And I'm getting there. Like, I actually am getting there. This is excellent. The thing is, it takes a while now because I'm in my 40s. It's not easy to build up muscle and stuff when you're older. It's harder for me to do it now, but I am doing it. So there you go. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have just received a generous contribution. $50 from Lisa Lou. Here we go. Thank you to Lisa Lou for a $50 tip. No particular message in there, just says Lisa Lou. So thank you to Lisa Lou for $50. That is amazing. Thank you for the support. Huge contribution. It pretty much doubles what we've done so far today. Thank you so much. We are now at $99 of support. Thank you, guys. Super Bonchan, I don't watch Olympia. Sorry. Omega Sauce, thanks for 100 kicks. 100 kicks from Omega Sauce gets us to $100 of support before we've even booted the game today. Thank you guys so very much. Did I hear of the game Ready or Not? I thought that was a movie. I don't know about a game. I don't know about that game. Ready or Not. Nope. How does this new leaderboard work? So now we have top weekly gifters of subs monthly, lifetime, weekly top kickers. This isn't right. I got to refresh. My leaderboard didn't refresh. Okay. There it is. Lifetime top kickers, monthly top kickers, weekly top kickers. For some reason, the kicks didn't reset. You notice that? The kicks leaderboard is still reflecting the kicks that I got last week, and I don't know why. That's very odd. Why is it doing that? Huh. I don't know. The sub leaderboard reset, but not the kicks leaderboard. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's glitched or something. Okay. I just received a $10 tip from Guitar Player. Let's see what Guitar Player has to say this morning. Thank you for the support this morning, Guitar Player. I'm sure seeing a lot of Slimer this morning. I'm getting slimed a lot this morning. She says, Xbox may not have any games, but outside of the Xbox 360, they make some pretty solid consoles. I have nothing negative to say about the Xbox Series S and X consoles at all. I think that they're great consoles, great reliability, good graphics. I like the controller better than the PlayStation controller. The problem is the hardware itself does not sell and make profits. It's the games on it, right? The idea isn't to just keep selling hardware. It's to sell the games. And quite frankly, what it would be the motivation to get an Xbox console over a PS5 right now? Game Pass? I guess if you're an avid gamer and you want to spend $30 a month, okay, in order to get the subscription service and get a whole bunch of games, that's your value. But outside of that, like, what are the exclusives? The exclusives are not good. They're just not. They have not been. The games that have come out as exclusives on Xbox this year have not been blowing anyone away. This after spending $8 billion acquiring all these studios. So if you were to get a console, I think 9 out of 10 gamers would be like, well, I'm going to get the PS5 because the PS5 has exclusives. It's that simple. If you have the PS5, you can pretty much play most games and you can play all the Sony exclusives. If you have an Xbox, you can just play all the third-party games. And you can get Game Pass. So, right? There's your value. You got to understand, what's the value? There you go. All right, any last-minute questions, anyone? Before we adjourn the show for today, thanks for a great return show. Remember, there will be no podcast until Wednesday because both Monday and Tuesday, I'm doing major streams, first of Mario Galaxy 2, then of Silksong, and I want to get maximum gameplay in. We'll come back on Wednesday to recap how the week's been going, okay? Where did I buy this shirt? This shirt I bought, I believe, at Kohl's. I think this is Eddie Bauer. I think it's an Eddie Bauer shirt. I'm pretty sure it is. Why do you ask? Do you like it? Do you want to get it yourself? You can't. They already rotated out their summer stock. They're all in the fall clothes now. You can't get them anymore. This shirt is officially sold out for good. Only for the season. Do I like Mario Galaxy 2 better than 1? I don't think I'm far enough in to make that judgment yet, to be honest with you. Where did I get the knife in the background from? This is the Katana Tesla lamp that came as the collector's edition content in Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance. It's not Metal Gear Solid, it's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It says right here. It actually says Metal Gear Revengeance on it. That's what actually came with the collector's edition of the game back in the day. And honestly, to be honest, probably the best collector's edition I ever got, because now I use it in my setup all these years later. I mean, this is like, 13 years later after the game came out, and I'm actually using it for good stuff, you know? It's excellent that I get to use it now. Back in the day, I never used it for anything. What shoes do I wear during the fall or winter season? I have 2 pairs of sneakers. I have a pair of Under Armour, and I have a pair of New Balance sneakers, and I alternate between them, so neither of them will wear out too soon. That's it. That's what I wear. Yeah, back when collector's editions came with games and good content and stuff that you would want. Like, this is a neat lamp that you can keep forever. I mean, I've had it for so long, and it still works fine, and I can use it in my setup. It's pretty dope, right? So actually something of use. Instead of today, you buy the collector's edition, like, okay, so here, we're going to give you a book you'll never read or look at, a soundtrack you'll never listen to, a bunch of stickers, some trading cards, a figurine that's like this small that you'll never use for anything because it's tiny. They'll never display it, and a steel book case, and it costs $200 for the collector's edition. Like, what? That's what they give you now. It's garbage. Back then, you'd always get some crazy shit, right? An RC car, a freaking Tesla lamp, a ginormous statue like this big, that would come with it. Now you get nothing. Remember Fallout New Vegas Collector's Edition? Dude, you got the freaking chip, the casino chip that's actually part of the game. You got a deck of cards that had all the characters from the game on it. Like, you got good stuff, like casino stuff, which just ties in with the game. Today, you don't get nothing, man. You get a bunch of junk. How do I change the image on the screen behind me? There is an app. And I apologize because I actually did want to update the Halloween animations for this week, and I forgot to do it on my day off. I'll see if I can remember to do it tonight. What I'd like to do is when I podcast, I'd like to get different Halloween animations on there. I do like these, by the way. I like the ones that I picked for this month, but I wanted to do it like at least 2 sets for the month, and I just forgot to change them. What's my favorite Ninja Gaiden game? Probably Ninja Gaiden 2. That's the one. It's challenging, but not too challenging. It's fun, but not too easy. It's kind of right in the middle for me. I like that one. What am I looking forward to most about Fallout Season 2, which takes place in Vegas? Oh, no. Am I looking forward to Fallout Season 2, which takes place in Vegas? Yes. I want to see the continuation of the New Vegas plotline. I think that'll be awesome. I want to know, is it canon? Is Mr. House dead, or did Mr. House survive? Is he in charge of the strip or not? What happened? I want to know. Someone brought up that Breath of Fire 2 is on the SNES app on Switch. That's interesting, but I've never played it before. No, I'm not a pot smoker. I'm not a smoker at all. My mother was a chain smoker most of her life. And it was always disgusting and smelling like cigarettes in the house when I was growing up. So once I moved out of there, I committed I was never going to smoke. And I never have. I can't stand it. Would I consider getting LeBron Hennessy for a DSP Tries It? I didn't know that there was a LeBron Hennessy. Interesting. He's selling his own liquor. Yes, I inhaled an insane amount of secondhand smoke growing up. Yes, I did. To this day, I feel like that's why, for example, let's say it's really cold weather. I can barely breathe in really cold weather. My lungs just won't breathe well in cold weather. I feel like I have weaker lungs because of the secondhand smoke inhalation that I have my whole life. I firmly believe that. I've never had a doctor x-ray my lungs to figure that out, but I feel like that my lungs are on the weaker side because of that. I am going to play Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm going to try Outer Worlds 2. I'm not committing to a full playthrough of it, but I want to try it. It is on Game Pass. Will I ever replace the Philomania with something else? I mean, I could, but I think it works well for the set. It looks better than the generic thing that I had there previous that looked like crap, right? No one's really said a word about it. I think it's fine. No, my merch shop is closed. My merch shop was closed because over the course of this year, I stopped basically pushing merch. I really didn't have desire to design any new merch. So I stopped messing around with it, and the sales basically became zero. And the company that I was working with was not going to keep the shop open at their expense when I was making no money. So they closed the shop, which I'm okay with because I wasn't using it. I finished Cobra Kai. I saw the entire series. And I actually really liked it. I thought the final season was crazy nostalgic stuff, like crazy, over-the-top nostalgia stuff. It was ridiculous, but it was still entertaining. I have not seen live-action One Piece. What I do on my day off is spend a lot of time with my wife. Watch some YouTube stuff, listen to some music, had some food, played with Jasper Kitty, did some stuff. Basically, normal stuff. Troy Smith. With an insanely large $49.99 super chat. Says, let's hit your goal early. Have a good stream. Thank you to Troy for an incredibly generous super chat. Boom. Just like that. So now we're up to 160 out of 300 because now we're going to a second goal for the stream. And that means it is official as of right now, folks. We have hit the goal and are now at 5 out of 10 goals hit. Thank you for the early support. What a great way to start the week. I appreciate all of you. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for supporting everything that I do, whether it's chilling on a podcast, playing games, building Legos, or just in general sharing each other's company and having a good time. Again, I told you, this year's been amazingly successful for me. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. All right. So, it's time to end the show. We'll go on a break, and when I come back, it's time for Silk Song today. I hope you guys will help me with Silk Song as always. Potential, maybe we can hit a double goal today, because people usually come by to support Silk Song. So maybe we'll have some people come by and we'll actually hit a double goal. We'll have to see. All right, but guys, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you all. Great stuff. Remember, I will not be doing a podcast for the next couple of days because I want to get maximum gameplay and advancement in both Mario Galaxy 2 as well as Silk Song. But the podcast returns on Wednesday, but we'll get all caught up on everything going on during the week, including news and more. I thank you all for your support. I will see you on Wednesday. Peace out.